Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Kitkast. It's currently like 3 in the morning. No, in the afternoon. It's the afternoon. 3 p.m. And I'm gonna get... We decided to do the podcast early, or I decided to do it early. I forced Sam. I tied him up and put a microphone in front of him and got him in VR, and then untied his hands so he could use his hands. But I forced him in here because there's... I mean, you were literally just saying before we started, you were like, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? But I think actually quite a bit has happened in the past, however long it's been since we last recorded. Quite a lot of dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a terrible week for me. I want to make that clear. This has been probably some of the worst couple days of my life. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely up there. And one of the days is up there. So I'm going to get the obvious out of the way first, or, well, not really the obvious, but sort of the catalyst, big one. That's funny. Catalyst out of the way, the big one. I've been depressed, or I've been sad, because my cat passed away, but I don't really want to talk about it that much. I just wanted to let people know and understand why I've been having a bad time, why I was saying that. That's sort of the main thing. I'll talk about another podcast episode, because right now I don't really want to get into it, because I'm going to be sad. I'm going to start crying like a little baby bitch. Yeah. I'm very in touch with my emotions, as you can see. But one thing I did want to talk about is how we got fucking hoodwinked yesterday. I want to talk about that shit, because that's fucking... Okay, so... First off, this was your idea. This is your doing. This is all your fault.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, sure.
So we got sent an email by our old school, or Sam's dad got an email from our old school, and they were like, yo, we're having an old boys meetup where all the old students get together and do shit, like, I don't know, exist in the same room. And and we were under the impression that it was like for our year group, so I believe it's class of 2006 for our year group. And the reason why we thought this was because, first of all, it's like, you know, it kind of makes sense a little bit, but also because we have another friend, Mez, who went to a similar thing last year, or the exact same thing, and he didn't seem like it was something weird, like we found out it was to be. Spoilers. But one thing I wanted to ask you about, I'm pretty sure, didn't Mez do it in like October though? Like, it felt like... Feels like it was
I don't even remember him doing it at all.
like...
I just remember I asked him like a week ago, and he said, "Oh yeah, I did that."
Because I remember you sending me a
I
message...
don't remember him.
where you were talking about it, where we're trying to meet up, and they were like, no, they've got the old boys thing. I'm just going to quickly go into our DMs and do a little...
Oh, with
Yeah.
No, I think I remember now. Yeah, because we were gonna go to like the arcade or something. Oh no, it was when we did bowling.
Gee. Yeah, we went bowling, we went to the arcade, and you were telling me about how you went to the old boys thing. I'm just searching through our...
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Because I mean, the old boys thing is more so because this school is quite old, so they think it's important for that sort of like, reuniting and stuff. It's also because it's so old, people seem like they're kids there, so they have like a whole, like, not like facility, but they have like a whole department specifically for old boys. So that's what we got, I guess, invited to. But then, but yeah, I'm confused because we were sent like financial reports and stuff, and then I read over one of the PDFs that they sent, and they did say specifically year 13s, which is the sort of final schooling year in New Zealand. So that's sort of my main reasoning why I was under the impression that it was going to be our year group. However, and I suppose, in some sense we should have seen this beforehand, because why would we be interested in the financial reports and stuff? I mean, the other thing did also say that it was, if you're just there for a casual or a formal thing, just see how the school has changed. But also, when you do the RSVP, you're required to say what year year of departure, and it went back to like 2003, which I thought was a little bit strange. But after going there and seeing no one below the age of like 50, it sort of made a bit more sense. Because it was old boys, like people who left in like 2003 or something, and
Rapid.
they're probably sending their kids here, and that's probably why they're going there.
Okay, so it seems, after doing a little bit of research, I couldn't find the exact messages because there's always a chance that we talked about it in person, but it seems that we were discussing the bowling thing, which is, as we agree, is around the time that this happened. That was in December. So...
Okay, yeah, I think the Miz would have messaged me privately saying, oh, I'll be there in like 2 hours or whatever. I've got the old boys thing.
We love censors. We love censors. We love censors.
Censor that out. Censor that out.
So yeah.
Yeah. It was a sham.
Honestly, it was mostly on us for being idiots.
Well, it's another thing. When I came back last night, my dad was like, "Oh, I'm surprised you went there." Because he knew exactly what it was. He knew that it was for people who were like 70 years old going back. Like, he didn't tell me. No one told me, which I'm a little bit pissed about. No one he fucking knew. He was like, good on you for going though.
What?
For like getting out and about. Like,
Did you have any interesting discussions with the with the
no,
old
do you know
people?
the discussion was, oh wow, look at all those people who are above the age of 70 with like suits and ties. Let's go back downstairs and stop
Fuck off.
trespassing now.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
We were allowed on site. We weren't trespassing, but
I know, but it did feel very.
we
Because we were like roaming around a bit, like is this the right place, whatever. But we kept seeing like old people as well, or like old people, feeling like they're 40s and
Middle-aged.
stuff. Like middle-aged
around.
people walking around. I'm just like, are these like parents? Are these like lost parents? Are these like teachers that I just don't recognize? No, it's old boys. Oh my fucking god.
So yeah, it all kind of fell apart. I was pretty suspicious of it, most of it, but I kind of just was like, I don't know. We'll see what happens, and then it turned out to be nothing. But we did still get some good conversation up in there. Honestly, that night wasn't a total flunk. It was a bit fucking waste of time, but we got something out of it at least. So after we
found a good restaurant.
I've been reflecting on the restaurant, and I think I've dropped down to a 7 instead of an 8. I gave an 8 on the night, but I think definitely a 7. So we decided to just go into the city anyway and go get some food there because we were hungry. We were already out. We were wearing good clothes, we were. So yeah, we just went out into the city. There's this street that we found. Not gonna leak it. No, but there was a street that we found that has some good restaurants on it. It looks like we were like, we might as well just check them out. And it seems because it had good prices. So I went in. Well, we went in to one of them, like, it was only a couple days ago, really, right? Wasn't it like a week ago? Like,
it was like 2 weeks ago.
Like fairly recently, we went into a shop there, and it was good. So we went there again to the same street and found another store, and we were just looking outside, looking at the prices and what they had, and so we went to the front because there was a menu at the front, which obviously had everything in it. And then just one of the woman comes out, and she's like, You guys think of coming in here? You guys want to? We're like, oh, I mean, yeah, we're just looking at the menu. And she's like, oh, we've got great stuff. Look at all this. And she started pointing out like everything, talking about everything. And she was very stressed about the fact that we needed to know that we got a free chicken soup if we bought something. I don't know.
No, I think you just get a free chicken soup, like full stop.
So
like it's just like a starter they give you.
We get a free chicken soup. So she was like, so do you guys want to come in? And I mean, if you're in a position like that, you're not going to say no. Like, what? She just stood there and explained to us about how great her place was. And I mean, it did look good. And prices were good. And then she hits us with the, so are you coming in or not? Obviously, we have to go, yeah, we're coming in. Yeah, okay. So we went in, we took our seats, and we pretty much already knew what we were gonna get. Now, this was a blunder on my behalf, but it wasn't a completely effortless blunder. I did force Sam. I made him. I forced him to buy me a gin and tonic because I forgot my ID. Or I didn't bring it to begin with, but I didn't have an ID on me, so I wanted to drink something because I need to drown my sorrows in alcohol, but also because I wanted to try gin and tonic recently. Because I saw a video by James May and Richard Hammond where they were talking about gin and tonics. They were like, it's just a good drink.
Yeah.
It just tastes nice. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, which, by the
All
way,
right.
that gin and tonic, all their cocktails were $17.
It's crazy how all
Which
of them were the
is-
same price, and they were all overpriced. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was a bit weird.
I mean, from the looks of it, I think there was like a normal cocktail glass, which does not have the same liquid content as like a normal glass, anyways.
So,
Which is,
I'm happy that I got to try a gin and tonic. Not super happy that I had to pay $17 for it, but I mean, in the end, we got it. It's whatever. But the food was nice. The food, we got this what was it called again? It was like a pork, like a.
it was
food-
Taiwanese style pork with braised rice.
and that was good. That was nice. It was very rich though, which is my only complaint. Is that the meat was very rich. They had like a lot of
Yeah,
sauce, a lot
like-
of meat.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good with the rice, but once you, like, if you didn't have it with the rice, it was too rich. And once you got like maybe 70% of the way there, maybe 60%, like the richness starts to hit you because it's very filling. Also, these plates were fucking humongous. I don't think I've seen a plate this large before. So yeah, like I liked it, but it's just too much.
But can
It's
I-
just way too much for a little man like me.
I need to rant about this chicken soup for a second. All right. She stressed quite heavily that we would be getting a free chicken soup, which, granted,
It was good.
we got
It
a
was
free chicken
nice.
soup. It looked nice. The broth was nice. The little carrots in there were a good mushiness and they were nice. But I have complaints because they gave us one piece of chicken. And it's a small bowl, I get it. And I would be fine with a single piece of chicken as like a little piece of it. But my chicken had bones in it. Which I'd like to be like, well, it's a different culture. We don't know how they operate. I'm fairly certain that
No,
there
I
is
don't
no
think so.
culture where you put bones in the chicken soup. I think you're supposed to. I don't. And yours didn't have any bones in it, unless you have incredibly strong teeth and just incredibly
No,
strong.
mine did not have bones in it. The only, I suppose, issue that I had was I had like eggshell. I had a bit of eggshell in like my rice or something.
So,
But I
that's-
mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we refused
I
to
mean,
give
it had
yeah.
the restaurant had like an A rating for like food safety or whatever. So for all we know, these could be isolated instantly, like a 1 in 1,000 or something. Hopefully more, but
It's just unfortunate
know.
that it happened.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't really sway my sort of view on it, anyways. If I'm
And
being honest.
This is my complaint about Auckland City in general, right? Is we went to the food was good, but when you finish the food, it's over. There are no side quests, and this is sort of a very moot point almost, because I don't even really know what I'm trying to say when I say that there are no side quests. Perhaps it is an issue for us only because we refuse to go to like bars and do social things. But I just think, like, surely there's got to be something more to do.
Yeah, there's no like there's no like activities. I mean, there's like there's like movie theaters, there's some arcades, but like that's it. There's nothing really. But I mean, even when I say that, I can't think of anything like elsewhere in the world that I can think of immediately that.
Okay, well,
That has
I
that
guess
sort of
look,
stuff.
if we were, let's say
Right.
Japan, and I know look, okay, shut the fuck up. Look, okay, I get it. Right, okay, place Japan. Yeah. Shut up. Okay, look, if we think about Japan, we're in Japan. We just got some food. It's about the same time of night. Where do we go? I'm like, okay, well, I still think that we could go to a manga store or a shopping mall.
Would they be open
Maybe.
at 7 p.m.?
I don't know.
I don't think so. No, I don't think they're open at 7
Well,
p.m.
we would look around for something. At least we'd go to some places, and look, what I'm trying to say is that if we were in Japan, there is still stuff to do. I don't know whether or not it's going to be open or closed or not. But, you know.
What?
Well, okay, look, okay, let's go during the day. It's pretty much the same argument, right? like if we, oh fine, I'll concede. Maybe if we're there at night, there's nothing to do, and that's fine. But if we're there during the day, it's the same issue. There's not really anything to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I can't think of much else in other, like, let's go with the Japan example. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that isn't just like, you know, like a museum or like you have to like explicitly like book it.
Okay, well, I would go
or
to an
something.
arcade in Japan and just walk around the arcade and see what they have, because at least they have a lot of stuff there and a lot of interesting things. But you go to any arcade in New Zealand, it's all the same shit. It's just like the most.
Well, it's just one. It's just one branch. It's
Yeah.
just the same branch everywhere.
Exactly, and you go to the arcades, same arcade machines. There's no variety. Once you've seen one, you've seen it all, and everything else is just stores. And there's not, and like stores in New Zealand kind of suck as well. They're all selling very similarly just similar stuff and stuff similar quality. There's no like super special, like one thing I enjoyed one time when we went out was when we went to that art store, right? We went to an art store one time with Chester. I think Sam was there as well, the other Sam.
Like Gordon Harris or something?
It was
That store?
it was near Newmarket.
Yeah, Gordon. I think it's Gordon Harris.
Yeah. So we went in there, and that was interesting because I could actually see stuff that you don't usually see. And I think that's why I think Japan, or maybe even America, would have more interesting stores and places to go to, because you can actually walk into or find stores that have different interesting things that you might want to buy, rather than sort of New Zealand where everything is a chain or a brand, and it's all kind of a little bit too overpriced, and everything's at Farmers Anyway or Chemist Warehouse. It's like,
I don't know how much I agree with that, but I do think that we do, like most stores, like for example in Newmarket, like you said, a lot of the stores there are just clothing stores, and that's kind of it. I mean, even if I think of like the two Westfield malls, like even the one in St. Luke's, I can't really think of anything like interesting. I mean, like maybe like there's karaoke, I guess. I mean, there's some with like there's like some like travel agencies. This is, but it's just mostly like
there's no family businesses
clothes.
either. There's very few small businesses in New Zealand anymore, I feel. Well, at least in the major areas that we tend to gravitate towards, which I guess is sort of a fault of our own, but
I don't
also
know.
like, okay, we're in Newmarket. Where's a family business?
There's the street. It's Teed Street. It has a lot of stuff there. They've also got like quite a big like Chinese focused like mall thing, which has a lot of stuff. There's the sort of like line of like pop-up stores.
I'm
As
unaware
well.
of this. I'm unaware of this.
I guess in fairness, I do hang out in Newmarket a lot more.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to take me to these places to prove to me that.
Also, another thing as well. To be fair, the Newmarket, because of the existence of Westfield Mall, a lot of the places around it are owned by Westfield anyways, so they're sort of occupied by bigger stores and branches anyways.
That doesn't really
regardless.
excuse the fact that there's still a whole bunch of branches and stuff.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I think our example of using Newmarket, which is basically fucking corpo galore,
Yeah, but just because it's corporate
is
galore
sort of a
doesn't.
bad example.
I don't see how it's a bad example, because it is the most popular place that we tend to go to.
But there are still family businesses there anyways.
Are there? So the places you were just talking about.
Oh, I just said, yeah, that's what I was talking about before.
Again, you're gonna have to take me to these places at some point
Okay, okay,
to show me the glory of these things.
okay.
All right. Yeah, but in general, I think maybe I might start bringing my ID out with me, or I'm probably gonna get my learners or something, because there's also just this like New Zealand like general license that you can get online, and I was thinking of getting that. Actually, I just don't really like how it looks. It's a weird thing to say. Also, it doesn't really carry good connotation. Like, I like the way that driver's licenses look in New Zealand. Also, the fact that they have a barcode on the back that you can scan is kind of funny. Did you know that about your driver's license?
Yeah, it even says on the back if you're eligible for like trucks and motorbikes and cars.
So yeah, I like those.
But
I'm probably gonna
I'm
get
not.
my learners at some point, just because you were like, it's just a test. Although I'm gonna call you out here. I'm predicting
I can send
something.
you the app.
I'm predicting
Okay.
something. I think it's gonna be harder than you explained. I think you over exaggerated how easy it is.
It's multi-choice. It's you get like a road sign, you get 4 options, and you click one of them.
There's gonna be some random fucking shit. I can already feel it.
So I'll send you the app. Do that for like a week every now and then you're fine.
How much does it cost to get a Linux as well? Is it free?
I don't know how much it costs.
Okay.
Dude, I don't fucking know. This is before I was even 18 when I got it.
I'm searching
I
this
got
shit
this
up.
like 2 years ago, dude.
I'm searching this shit up. Learners license
But AA.
price. It might be free on the first try. I think. That's not
I
free.
don't think so.
It's not free.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
$96.10. Test fee for each test from third attempt. Okay. Well.
Oh, from third attempt. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not free, but the first 2 cost $96. Oh, well, no. One costs $96, but you get 2 tests out of it. So the first 2 cost 96, and then every one after that costs $54.60. And then you eventually have to pay for your restricted, but I'm probably not going to do that. All right. I don't really have that money right now. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. I'd have to do a little bit of a waiting, you know. A little bit of waiting until I am able to pay for that, because right now I'm saving for retirement. I'm saving for retirement when I can settle down with my family and kids, as they say. Or I'm just gonna buy a microphone. I'll decide later which one I decide to do. But yeah, in general, we ate the food, we went home, we had some good discussions, but I want to throw my idea to the audience. Remember the idea that I discussed to you? I want to throw
The
my...
movie one.
Yes, the movie theater. So I want to get everyone's opinion on this, because I feel like it's a good idea, but I think there's just going to be some logistical error that I haven't thought of yet. So throwing it out to the audience might be a good idea. So one thing that I have had an idea for a long time has been my issue with movie theaters. And my main issue with movie theaters is that they're never showing anything good, you know, in quotation marks. Obviously there are good movies coming out. I went and saw Spider-Verse in the cinemas and stuff. Like every now and again they do have good things. But one of my main complaints is that, for instance, when we were going out to the city last night, what would have been a nice thing to do is we would have gone and gotten food, and then we would have gone and seen a movie. But the problem is that there weren't any good movies in the cinema at that time, which just like we don't go out to the city that often. But what would be a good idea, right, is what if the cinema was playing a good movie? Like what if we were able to even choose what movie was being played in the cinema? And essentially that's the main crux of the idea, is rather than having one big movie theater room, or like one big movie theater where they play this specific movie that just came out, I think a better idea would be pretty much a place of similar size to your average movie theater, but rather than having a couple rooms with the big cinema, there's many rooms of smaller cinemas for people to request, or not request a movie, but for pay for the room for a certain amount of time and have a movie be played when they get there. Sort of like a cinema, but you know, more condensed and smaller. I kind of compared it to the Netflix. If cinema is a movie, then Netflix would be this idea. Because you get to choose what you watch. You get a much larger selection, but generally it is a smaller experience. It's just a way for a whole bunch of people to get together and watch a movie in like a better experience without having to like worry about it being the movie that you watch. So the questions that you had...
so it's sort of the, I guess, target audience is for people who want to have a movie experience without, or even if like a home theater experience without having a home theater or going to well, you know, some movies aren't being you know, screened all the time. So this is for the people who want to have the movie theater experience with whatever movie they choose. But obviously it'd be smaller, like maybe 10, 15 seats max, like per room. Like I'd imagine there'd be different, not say like tiers, but there'd be different sizes of rooms. Like some would have 5 seats, some would have 10, some 15. But then on I suppose on top of that, what we were talking about as well was it not just being like access to just like Netflix and like Hulu and Disney Plus or whatever the fuck, but we'd also allow people to bring in like VHSs and Blu-rays and CDs.
That one's a bit of a mixed conversation.
You talk about. Yeah, I want you to
also,
talk about the
developing on the
pirating
it's
thing or
not just
whatever,
Netflix,
'cause I'm not-
Hulu, because I don't want people to think that we would just be like hooking up a computer then sharing our screen of whatever streaming service we decide. It would be more official than that. We would actually have licensing from these people to show the movies that we show. So it wouldn't just be like us fucking screen sharing. Sorry, Netflix doesn't have The Office season 1 right now. Like, no, we would have The Office season 1 as a distinct thing or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. So what Sam had an idea of people bringing in their CDs, and I said VHS. It was more of a joke, but I guess that would be something that we could do. But people bringing in their own recordings of things, and my main criticism of that, which wasn't really a criticism, it was more like bringing forward a legal argument, was the idea that it's very similar to the way that Nintendo has been cutting down on a lot of those emulation websites, in the sense that although those emulation websites are not they're not selling the product of piracy, but they are enabling it, they're condoning it in a way. Even, obviously muddying the waters. People might agree or disagree on that, but the main point is that at the very least it is a legal argument that has been brought up and could possibly be leveraged against us if we were to go through with this, which I don't, this is coming up very official. I want to make it clear this is just a theoretical, which is just fun theoretical. Again, I explained last episode, theoreticals are fun, but so the main complaint would be, well, if people can bring in CDs, what's stopping people from bringing in burnt CDs or pirated CDs with stuff that they do not own or have not paid for properly? Would that mean that we would be then in some way condoning or enabling those people to have those things shared or like have those things displayed? Especially if for some reason it became way harder to play those at home. Like if getting a reader for those was that could like I don't know, like. Essentially what I'm saying is we might be enabling that, even though we're not like actually enabling it. There is a chance, and it's not feasible for us to check every single CD that comes in from people to see if it's been pirated or not. And Sam actually brought forward a pretty good idea of making it so that it's not an advertised feature, but rather a call-in feature. So that would drastically cut down on the amount of people who would be bringing in CDs, and we could then like actually check them because there wouldn't be so many. So that's
well, yeah. So I guess sort of explaining further, I mean, one thing I don't know how if it's possible, but I suppose I don't know if it's possible to tell if a CD's been burnt in or not, because if someone, I mean, I guess an obvious would be if the CD doesn't have like the image on it. I don't know if all CDs have that, in fairness though. But even so, going back to what you said, we wouldn't have it like if we had a website or something, we wouldn't advertise that we can allow people to bring in like VHS tapes or CDs or Blu-rays or whatever. But if someone called us or someone came in and they already had a booking and they were just asked, like, hey, I have my own Blu-ray, can I, just plop that in? We'd say like, yes, that's fine. But I don't know because I know there are anti-piracy measures that prevent people from basically ripping this sort of stuff and burning into CDs and stuff, but I don't know how, I guess, detectable it is given the methods, because from my understanding, some methods they use is that to prevent piracy, they splice the movie into different parts, and then when they actually, when they show it at like a theater, they have the right encoding to sort of present it in the right sort of play order. So I don't know if there are methods to pirate it and then put it into the correct order. I'd imagine there are, but I don't know if they're detectable or not once they've been burned into a CD or something.
I generally think that as long as we're checking the image, like I generally think that as long as it has an image on the top, that's enough for us to get away with it legally. Because the thing is we just have to show to publishers or whoever would be suing us that we are indeed putting in enough effort to make sure, or like to check that it's not pirated content. And if we're checking the tops of it, then we can say that the amount of people who are going through the effort of burning it onto a CD and getting the right image on the top and did all that stuff that would be a too minuscule of amount of people for us to like, and the amount of effort it would take for us to check to make sure like would be too much. So I think we could get away with just checking the top, personally.
Yeah, I'd also maybe. I mean, I think checking the top is probably the best way, because I can also think of saying if we require them to bring the box in, not everyone has the box anyways, so probably checking the image on the top is the best way. Because I mean, like even like game cartridges, or like I have the discs, I just don't have the cartridges, or maybe I've just like fucking mixed and matched them. Like I know that all our Blu-rays are just mixed and matched.
And some people keep a big book of their stuff, like a big CD book of all their stuff.
Yeah, like CD folder thing.
And like at the end of the day, if someone has an image on the top, it means that they bought the CD and then burnt the movie back onto it, or like somehow managed to get it burnt. I like genuinely. Anyone who would do all that would be like just clean, saying like whatever, just let them get away with this.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'd be, because I'm sure that it'd be. I don't know how these people would even put the image onto the disc anyway, so that might be quite easy to see that it's not like officially done like at the factory or whatever. But I don't know.
And yeah, so that's that part. I think the main draw of this is not only the fact that we can let people who don't want to watch the movies that are in cinemas watch the movies, but the two other ones that I thought of is, number one, it leads to another revenue source for a lot of those older shows and older movies and production companies, because they mostly run off streaming services and reruns on TV. So at the very least, this way there's another revenue source, which I think everyone would be happy about, because right now the whole movie TV industry is kind of in the shitter right now financially on most levels. It's very top heavy. And the second one is, there's a lot of movies coming out, or there have been some movies coming out recently which kind of had the the quote-unquote cinema experience, or like you need to have the cinema experience. Like a lot of the Marvel movies, that's a big criticism a lot of people leverage at the Marvel movies, is that you can only really experiencing them in the cinemas, and if you watch on your TV it sucks. But I personally disagree with that, because I think Marvel movies are still, or the good ones are still pretty good on your TV. Like it's sort of more about the story rather than how fucking loud the noises are. But I digress. I get the idea. The epic cinema experience is a much more epic cinema experience than it is on the TV. But there's also movies like the Injustice Snyder Cut, which is literally like one of those fucking movies where it's literally designed, like it's the reason why it's black and white and in such a aspect ratios, because it was meant to be played on like fucking Big Macs or whatever the newest shitty cinema shit is. So at the very least, I mean, we could even make like, I don't know, like 2 rooms that are like IMAX and fucking Poggers Max or whatever, and it's like people could rent those ones out and they're way more expensive, but it's like for people who are like, I really want to watch this movie in Big Macs.
Yeah.
So that would be a discussion that we could have. But yeah, that's my idea for a more, how would you describe it, like a more socially aware version of the cinemas, I feel, because current cinema,
so I would like to mention, I at the very least have not. I think chances are this exists, but
I've not seen anything like this before.
Yeah, at least for me, I have not done any research to see if it exists, but chances are it does. But from, I guess, both of our experience, we've never seen anything like it, in our travels, I guess. Or even,
I haven't done any research on this either. This is all theories in my mind. For all I know, there's a little clause in the Constitution saying this is illegal.
We talked about this like a year ago or something, and then I guess yesterday we just started talking about it again.
Because I was a little annoyed that we were going to the city and there wasn't really anything to do. But if this was a thing, then oh my god, we could go watch fucking, I don't know, like Mugen Train. It's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it kind of has been done in a way in VR chat. That's sort of where I guess the idea probably did bloom from, like unintentionally. It's just, what if this was in real life? Because there are a lot of maps like that in VR chat where there's just a bunch of rooms. Like I'm sure this one could have very easily been one of those at some point. Just TV screens on the walls where you can watch movies. But the problems with those ones is, first of all, this isn't real life. So that's one big flaw. The other ones is that a lot of those ones used like pirating sites as like, what would the term be? They just like, they used pirated sites to get the movies essentially. It was just like a screen, like showing the screen of a site. And so that's illegal. If we were doing that, that would be very illegal. And yeah, and then this one's like very convenient. Whereas I feel, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the main 2 ones. So Jeff Bezos, get on it. I mean, I kind of, the thing is, right, is that, you know, most people, if they're showing, because I genuinely think this is a good idea, right? I think that this, if someone made this into a thing, they probably could become like one of those big businessmen who are like, this man makes $2 billion a day, and it's like, I mean, yeah, like most people would be like, I don't want to share this because I'd rather be the person, but I know for a fucking fact that I'm never doing this. Like, bro, I'm too busy.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, look, if I become a big famous YouTuber one day and like I have heaps of disposable income, I'm like, I had that idea ages ago. Let's try it. I don't know. Like, it would take so much.
Yeah, yeah, we're taking this as like it's a good idea and business opportunity, but
Yeah.
we don't really want to do that.
Like, look,
we
if
don't
you're-
really
if you're
want.
out
Like,
there-
it's not what we're wanting to do at the moment.
If you're out there, you're a big businessman looking for the next big break, and you just heard us. Go ahead, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, here's my
Yeah, I'm
only
not.
stipulation.
Listen, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I gotta finish my bachelor's, then I might do a diploma, and then I might go to like Korea or some shit. I like you're free for the next like decade, bro.
Look,
Take that idea. I'm
This
not
is-
doing
no,
it.
No. The only stipulation, you have to bring it to New Zealand, though. That is it, okay? You have to bring it to us, because that's the only reason why I have it with you taking it, is so I can have it, because I just want this to exist.
Yeah.
I want to go out with Sam, go fucking eat some food, and go, hey, do you want to go watch Mugen Train at the fucking cat cinemas or whatever? I don't know what we'd call it, but at the Catamas, and then we go in, and then we go, hey, is there any cinemas free? And they're like, yeah, we've got fucking 10. And I'm like, okay, can you hook up Mugen Train? Yes, that'll be $20 from each of you. Boom, boom. Then we go in, we watch Mugen Train.
Yippee.
Yippee! Ba, 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 ba. Now, the only bad part about this idea is that it would probably kill the cinemas in general. But we did sort of talk about how we probably wouldn't let new movies come out in these ones. Like, we probably would still be able to if we really wanted to, but I think it would be better for these ones if we didn't have the rights to every new movie coming out, because then the cinemas would just be packed up with people who want to see the new movie rather than people who want to like actually use our product as the product, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah,
like,
'cause-
like CEO brain people would go, oh, but more money. But I think that sort of
Yeah, but like that's not our. That's
Yeah.
not the target. The target audience is for people to watch movies that aren't being shown in a home theater experience. That's the point. We're not just being, oh, you want a theater experience for a new movie, but you don't want to have other people like that. No, that's not our the business model.
So, like, one thing that I think has been lost a lot in recent time is brand loyalty. I feel like brands are very slowly sort of letting go of that idea for some reason. I think it'll come back eventually, but a lot of brands are sort of letting go of brand loyalty when I think it's a way more powerful thing than people understand. Like, for instance, my computer, I have multiple Noctua fans. I got a fucking spare Noctua, or I gave a Noctua fan to Rancid. Why? Because I know that Noctua makes good products. Did I buy good products from them? I'm not gonna lie to you, the fans were a little bit but I still will probably buy Noctua in the future because they still did their job. I trust them, right? And I don't really have that with many other brands. Noctua is the one that I go to most of the time. Like, a lot of other brands have sort of like stomped on my trust, and I'm like, I don't know. But if we were doing this, I would definitely make sure that it would be like a brand loyalty thing. We'd make it so that the prices stay even. We wouldn't like jack them up. We would try to keep things ethical. We wouldn't have people like fucking pay us extra and we'll let you do whatever the fuck you want. I don't know. That's what I'm talking about this is because that kind of feeds into the idea of why we wouldn't let people just watch whatever the new movie is, or why we wouldn't buy whatever the new movies are, is because it's not a target audience. It's like, imagine if your house randomly got invaded by a whole bunch of random people because, I don't know, like something that's you don't care about. And it's like, well, this is where I'm at all the time, right? This is my place. Why are you coming in here doing something completely different? And I feel like that's how a lot of customers would feel to our place. It's like they'd probably like if you think about it, it would become like meet me at McDonald's. You know, it's like, do you want to go to cat cinema? Yeah, what do you want to watch? Like, it would become the de facto cinema. So a lot of people would feel loyalty to wherever they go, and then they'd feel like it's not necessarily home, but it's like when you go out, you go to cat cinema. That's sort of a good catchphrase. When, you know, it's like, so if we allowed anyone in, it would feel like we'd be opening our gates a little too open. Gatekeeping is a very difficult topic to sort of walk around, because generally people say that gatekeeping is bad, but what they don't realize is the only reason why some things are good is because of gatekeeping.
Well, I mean, also, I don't know if I'd even like. I think effectively it is gatekeeping, but that's not really our intention. Our intention is, if you're coming here for something that isn't our target audience, we don't want you. Like, that's not that's not the purpose of this
Even if you're making us money,
establishment. It's not,
if your
it's not
presence
it.
is annoying our core audience, we don't want you here. All right.
Yeah, like that's not, we're not gonna, like, yeah, it's not what we do, basically. We have an established set of rules and established set of stuff that we do. We're not gonna start branching out to other stuff just to meet your demands.
Damn, if only we'd done this during
that's not what we're doing.
fucking year 11 Dragon's Den. We got this shit all planned out.
Holy shit.
This would have crushed. This would have crushed.
Holy fuck. Yeah, and so instead I did what did I do? I did a fucking mug. Oh no, I did a coffee cup that folds, which already exists, and I know because I literally bought one for that project.
For the
I
demonstration.
have it. I found it again like 2 weeks ago. It's in our cupboard downstairs now.
We had like a lawn mowing service.
What the fuck? That sounds. Oh wait, with like the like lights and like detectors or something.
I don't fucking know. We had drone.
I think I remember. I think it. Were you with You have to believe this. Were you with?
No. Maybe.
Oh,
I was with.
I think, cause I remember did something, like, it was either like a gate or it was like a lawnmower thing, but it had like sensors. That's all I remember.
It's something that already exists. Yay!
Yeah, it's something like at the end of the day, everything that can exist does exist.
Yeah, in some form, in some place. No one who invented anything invented it first. There was some fucking random person in the middle of nowhere who did it first, just never got it out there. Or it had the idea first,
Like
you know.
us. Oh my god.
Oh my
Well, I mean,
god.
not really, but.
So this is a good like recording, like actual recorded. This definitely exists, but you know, whatever. Like, it's just a cool idea. I think that we should still clap, congratulate people if they come up with an idea that already exists, but they do it like without actually looking at I don't know. Like, I still came up with the idea, I just didn't do it first. You know. Haters say that I'm faking, but I say that I'm cool. I also think like I would like to like watch movies in the cinema, and I think it would actually work for helping people who usually pirate movies to like go out and see them, because it's a different experience than just watching it. Because that's one thing that I think is such a draw for piracy, is that it's the exact same experience as just watching the movie and buying it. So like, for instance, if I wanted to watch I don't know, some random fucking movie. What's a good or like random movie? I want to watch
Thunderbirds.
I want to watch Thunderbirds. All right, I want to watch Thunderbirds.
I really want to rewatch it.
I have to either buy the movie, or I can just like, or I can get whatever streaming service it's on,
Where the
or
fuck would you even buy the movie? Because that shit came out in like 1990 or something.
on
I don't
YouTube.
know.
YouTube movies would have it, dude. YouTube movies would have it.
Okay, YouTube movies might
So
have it.
yeah, I'd buy it from wherever, and then I'd watch it, or I could just go into a website, search the movie, and watch it. Like you know, people always say that you know, there's that fucking famous Gabe Newell quote where it's like, piracy isn't a price issue, it's a convenience issue. Or like, you know, essentially.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think. Like, for me personally, if I was up and about already, if I like, if like last night, you know, we had dinner and then I was like, hey, let's go watch Mugen Train at, you know, the Cat Cinema or whatever, then yes. But I think for me personally, I would, if I was already at home, I felt like, hey, I want to watch Mugen Train, I would just pirate it.
No, yeah, you just pirate. Obviously, you just pirate it. But what I'm saying, like, I wouldn't completely destroy it. But I'm just saying, like, if there's a movie that you really like and you want to watch it right now, okay, if we Mugen Train probably is a good example, because I feel like if me and you wanted to watch Mugen Train at some point, you know, right now, if me and you wanted to watch Mugen Train, both of us, we would just go watch it, like probably pirate it separately. Like, we would probably just watch it. But if Cat Cinemas was real, I'd be like, why don't we just go watch it at Cat Cinemas, right? Like,
Yeah.
like, it obviously wouldn't eliminate piracy, but at least adds another option where you pay for something that's a different experience than what you can get at home. That's sort of what I'm talking about when I say it'll help. And if I had a movie that I like, okay, Spider-Verse, same thing. If I wanted to watch Spider-Verse right now, I would probably just pirate it. But if it was in Cat Cinemas, I'd be like, well, I really love the visuals. I really love the sound design in that movie. I might as well just go fucking like watch it at Cat Cinema. It's such a good movie. I would appreciate it.
Like, yeah, like for me, what did I do? I watched Spider-Verse 2 on my computer. I pirated it first, and then I still went out of my way to watch it in the cinemas again because it was that good. And if something like Cat Cinemas did exist, I watched Oppenheimer on my computer. But if I had the option to watch it again in the theaters, I would do that, even if it's like I think that's the main thing is that not every single movie is always being screened at a theater. That's sort of what this thing is solving. It's so you can watch any movie at a theater-like experience.
Yeah. It's not 1-to-1, but it's still better than watching it on your thing.
Yeah, so like the point of it isn't to combat piracy necessarily, but it's that's just a side effect.
It
that
would help.
Can
It
help
would help
to
with
reduce.
piracy. I love how the way we're talking about this, every good point is essentially all the issues that are going on with the fucking film industry right now. Like some CEO.
Because those are issues. Because they yes, that's exactly
some
what we're
CEO's
trying
gonna be
to
watching
do.
this going, who the fuck are these kids? Who are they? Get them on the phone.
No. I think chances are that their fucking underlings have already thought of this, but
Yeah, this
they bring
definitely
the
some of
idea
us.
up and then they get like thrown into the lava pit or something.
Yeah. What did you say?
Yeah.
Something new and interesting. Feed it to the
just bring
sharks.
put effort into and research, which
I can't support this. He might get
Yeah.
richer than me. I can't have
yeah,
that.
now we need to raise our subscription services. That's what we need to do.
So
We need to revoke all their fucking everything they own.
we need to add ads to the paid subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's crazy. Also, we probably wouldn't have ads at the cinema as well, the cat cinema. I mean, unless we
No, we
really
would
needed
not.
money, but yeah, we'd probably be able to fund it on our own. Because, I mean, it would be pretty cheap. The most expensive thing would be the land that we'd be paying for, and then obviously the electricity. But I don't, and rights as well. But generally, I feel like it would be a pretty like fine experience, like in terms of like how much it costs. Although I don't know all the fucking cost thing. I'm not gonna get into cost that much. I'm just saying that I think with my
Yeah,
stupid monkey brain, I feel like
the
it prob-
rights. The rights is probably going to be the most difficult
yeah.
part of the business because we won't have every single movie with the rights, but I believe you can buy like stuff in bulk. Like you could probably just instead of buying rights to every single Star Wars movie, they probably Lucasfilms or whoever owns it, Disney or whatever, they probably have like instead of paying I don't know how much it is, it's like $50 per movie, you could just spend $80 to get the rights for all of Star Wars.
Obviously, it'll
something.
be way more than that, but this is sort of a general.
Yeah, I mean, I literally have no idea how much rights is. So
That's another good thing is a lot of people like really like rewatching those really old films. Like in the cinemas nowadays, they even replay some of the old films. I think I saw, what's the name of the Star Wars one? Like A New Hope. I think I saw that one playing in the cinemas a while ago, maybe like a year or two ago. And so I feel like there's a big market of people who want to rewatch those old cool movies that they loved in a cinema experience.
yeah, because I mean they'll do like like 10th anniversary stuff. I mean, for example, the Dragon Ball Z one, the Battle of Gods, that had its 10th anniversary this year, so they rescreened it in Japan.
So yeah, that's the idea. Not copyrighted. Feel free to go ahead and do it. Just make sure you have at least the stipulations are number 1, you have to bring it to New Zealand, second or first, depending on where you launch it, because you can either launch it in your home country, then bring it to New Zealand, or launch it in New Zealand. Okay, that's the only 2. And the second one is you have to shout out kitkast. You have to give a shout out to kitkast at the end of every movie. No, that'd be funny though. You have to have at least one painting. You have to have like
You have to have like a portrait and like a plaque on every single establishment.
yeah, and it's got just like the funny cat image and like the Sam profile picture.
It doesn't even your real face. It's just like the avatar.
Just the avatar, and it's like surrounded by Renaissance paintings, and then you just see the one fucking low quality cat picture. Okay, these are our 2 stipulations. Okay. So yeah, home cinema experience, but outside and like more convenient, hopefully. That's the idea.
Yeah, well, it's just more like accessible. Because like not everyone has a spare room, not everyone has money to afford large speakers and a projector and couches and whatever.
Yeah, ain't no one getting a home cinema in the modern day. That shit's a waste of money.
Unless you're Linus Touch Tips.
Yeah, Linus Touch Tips is a rich man though. He's a big rich man.
Yeah,
Who
yeah, he is.
destroyed his computers with leaky faucet.
He did do that.
Leaky pipe. Bro had a leaky pipe
He
and
dyed his hair as well on,
mean-
on the Wayne show a couple of weeks ago.
keeps doing that.
Don't
Was
know
it
why.
like permanent dye or was it like not permanent dye?
But I fucking hope not. Listen, Listen, he needs to. That shit needs to go, and he needs to regrow his beard. That's all I'm saying. Regrow the beard and never dye your hair again, and I'll start
What
watching.
fucking
I'll
color
start
was it,
watching.
bro? What the hell?
It's ginger now. He's a ginger. He's a ranger.
Oh my
He's a
God.
ranger now.
He's a ranger, bro.
Linus is a ranger now. Is it
He's a-
offensive? I don't know. Is ranger?
Ranger's
Well,
not
we haven't
offensive,
used
bro.
that
What?
word.
Being discriminated to people with a certain hair color? That's no way. If that's discriminatory, then
Well,
we
I know,
have
I'm
to
just thinking 'cause
fucking
they are,
apologize to
like-
every blonde
'cause
woman in
I-
the world.
I know, but I'm just thinking because I know that here in New Zealand we do have like the, I think it's more of a South Island thing, but we have like a ranger roundup, where you take all the rangers, shove them in the like the goal for like the football goal, and then you just like punt balls at them.
What the fuck?
I never did this. I never partook in this. I don't think I ever experienced it. That's why I'm saying I think it's a South Island thing. I could probably ask my dad, like, oh, did you ever do like a fucking
A ranger
ranger
roundup?
roundup at like Hutt Valley or something where all the bogans are? He'd probably say yes.
Oh,
Okay.
bro, the ranger roundup. Oh, I love the
The
ranger
ranger
roundup.
roundup, the annual ranger roundup, bro.
That's so fucked up. That's so fucked
I know.
up.
I don't know if it happens. I don't know if it like yeah.
Oh
I don't
my
know if it still
God.
happens. I hope not.
Okay. So we went home after we discussed that essentially. Because remember this all happened when we were out. We had this logistical.
Yeah.
Honestly, it did feel very fucking like businessy. Like I did feel a little bit like a business mogul when we were out there, because we were all sad and
Because we were
disappointed.
dressed nicely.
We were dressed nicely, we
Like,
were
just
discussing
went out for
business
dinner, we were
ideas.
talking about this business stuff.
And then we just like we were pretty much just discussing logistics the entire time, which was a bit odd. Like we
Yeah.
discussed that, and then when we were walking home, we discussed the logistics of our life. So we were talking about the funny drunk episode, about Jeb Stacks, about Rancid, about Sam, about me, essentially everyone we've ever known. And I think came to the conclusion that we didn't really come to any conclusions really, but we just sort of discussed.
No.
We just discussed things, and I learnt that gin and tonics taste really good. Actually, I quite like them. I think I'm probably gonna. I've heard from that video that I saw that apparently they don't give you hangovers, which I don't trust. I don't think that's real, but I'm gonna have to try that because I don't like hangovers. But I'm not gonna be drinking for a while. I'm grieving. I'm grieving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, it is sad, but it is what it is. So, I'm just thinking, I'm like trying to comb through every conversation we had on that night, trying to pick out what it is that I can actually talk about. Cause
Yeah.
can't talk about like 90% of it because it's too personal. It's not stuff that we should be spouting out on the internal networks. But we like comb through. Most to do with the drunk episode. Hey, I think we're still. It's right now. The drunk episode is going to happen. We said October. I stand by October. I stand by October right now, because here's let me okay, more logistical conversation. I can pretty much relay all the information that we have to give for the drunk episode on the podcast, because obviously it's going to be relevant eventually. But so the main issues that we have with the drunk episode right now is, I don't want to throw Jester under the bus, but it's okay. Well, I can, because it's not his fault. But it's he's not 18 yet. Fair. Like that makes sense, you know. Fair. So we're just waiting for. I felt okay. I was so used to like talking about not throwing Jester under the bus, but also kind of throwing him under the bus, but also not really. But like I didn't realize that, you know, having a birthday is not really something he can control. But yeah, so he'll turn 18. It's about when we're gonna do that, so we have to wait for him to do that, and then eventually we'll kind of decide when we're gonna do it. If all else fails, we'll just get me and Sam. Oh shit. Me and Sam, and we'll probably also get Rancid up in this bitch. Although unfortunately we won't let Rancid drink, and if for some reason during that episode she becomes substantially more drowsy and you know, strange, that won't be because she drank. That'll be because she's tired. Okay.
Alright, school is hard.
School is
All
hard.
right, school.
And the longer the episode goes on, the more she's going to be thinking about it. So obviously she'll become drowsier and you know, more lightheaded as the podcast goes on. That's so bad. But
yeah, I will not be drinking though.
Yeah,
I'm
he's a-
still a
he's
purist. I'm not
he's
gonna.
abstaining. He's a child of
I'm
God.
abstaining.
He's a child of God.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I want to make
I'm not
my own
gonna go that
religion.
far.
I want to make my own religion. I'm slowly
Yeah,
getting
but
to.
what
a
are you
point-
doing? Why are you like you're like fucking joking?
I'm not joking it. I'm doing this thing where I'm like running my knuckles across the. So here's how my controller works. It's like this. There's this ring here. So this is a ring, or I'm really good at
Yeah, I think
miming,
I've got that too.
or I'm really good at miming, which I also quite like. But
Yeah,
I've
got a ring.
yeah, it's got like a thing here, and I'm just like running my knuckles across it, or I'm joking it. Either way,
I
like
see.
so essentially.
Yeah, or you could be using the ring. You could be using the ring.
So essentially,
to, like...
yeah, what we're gonna be doing, guys, is we're gonna be doing the.
Okay, so essentially.
So essentially, guys. We're gonna be... so.
I won't pick up on the mic.
So essentially, guys, what we're.
This is it. Oh.
So bad. We're gonna be...
You're like mid back shot. Oh, so essentially, guys, you know, I'm
So
just
essentially, guys, we're gonna be doing the drunk episode. he's a child of God. I want to make my own religion. Well, I think like I'll say this before I die. I'll release a religious book called like catology or something. That sounds like Scientology. No, calligraphy. No, I don't know. Something. I'll come up.
Probably come up with a name. What the fuck is it? What's the contents?
The contents is
of this?
my ideology on life. We'll be praying to the deity me, and I am the chosen one. I am God, and you must bow to my ideas. That's sort of the main gist of it.
It's just I can see it's a god complex.
It's not a god complex. I can't have a god complex if I am God. It's like saying you have a human complex. Like, no, you are just human. It's pretty.
I have a Swayun complex. It's for the Bocce the Rock fans out there.
I don't get the reference. Wow!
It's the opening. It's what it's called. Swayun complex. They even title drop it in the fucking show.
I think you're a nerd, Sam.
It's not a real word, but
So yeah, that will happen during the episode. Will happen like November, this October, November-ish. Around that time, we gotta get the microphones. I gotta make sure the camera is cool because I have some issues with my camera. It's kind of, I don't think I can recommend the ZV-E10 to people out there, unless you're like a really, really, really young person without like any money and you can just afford it. But if you have an income like I did for a long time, I suggest getting any other Sony camera because the ZV-E10 has got a couple key issues. Which the problem with the ZV-E10 is that the issues that it has are like game breaking. It's like normally with issues you can just sort of brush them off, but the problem with this one is that the footage can be really, really fucking grainy sometimes if you don't get enough light in there. So recording inside is really difficult. And oh my god, the fucking parallax is crazy. It's oh I hate it. The whatever this thing is called, not parallax, the it's like shutter fucking
like
wiggle.
screen too,
Oh no, it just means that the top of the screen moves slightly behind in frames, or like incrementally it moves behind
No,
itself.
yeah, I think that is the shutter speed.
Yeah, as it
That's
moves.
sort of how it records the light.
So that's really annoying because that's gonna, and you can kind of repair it. Yeah, it doesn't have any inbuilt stabilization, so it really is a vlog camera. The problem is that's literally it compared to every other camera, which is in its sort of like. To be fair, look, I'll give the ZV-10 this. It is really well priced. These are just the things you give up for the price. So yeah, I would have bought a better camera if I had tried out the ZV-E10 beforehand. But there's no way I can know. And I'll just buy one later. But honestly, the ZV-10, it works for now. It's very much a works for now, have to upgrade later type camera. It's doing its job. I'm just a little bit sad because it means that the footage from in Japan is not going to be as good. But what I am happy about is I got photos of my cat before she passed away that are in high quality and that are like really nice looking photos. So that I'm actually very thankful for. Like I'm happy that I was able to get the ZV-E10. And I guess if I'm just thinking about it from that perspective, I wouldn't have gotten anything else because that's the only camera that was in the price range that could have done that. But if my cat hadn't died, like yeah. So hey, you know, if your cat's gonna die soon, make sure you get the ZV-E10. But if your cat's looking healthy and fine, maybe invest in a better camera, in my opinion. That's okay. What are we at? What are we at? What are we at? We're at 1 hour, but we did a little. We're just gonna wait a second. We're just gonna do like another like 5-ish minutes just so that we can make sure I get everything.
I want to say something to the one viewer who's like guinea pig is a fan of me. If you're curious,
Wait, what?
the assignment I did last week that I worked like an extra 40 hours on, I got an A+ for it. I got 97% on that. I got 97%.
Wait, what?
Anyways,
What?
I got 97% on the assignment that I on the last week that I spent ages on.
Who's a fan? Who's guinea? What? Who's guinea pig is a fan of us?
Because they're all a fan of you. So to the one viewer who's
Oh.
guinea pig just so happens to watch the episodes, they're gonna be they're a fan of me.
We're gonna be rebranding soon,
I was thinking
guys.
maybe like it has to be a guinea pig. I don't know why. I feel like
We're-
cats and dogs are a bit too like
I thought you were making a reference to Vixel.
noticeable.
I was like, does Vixel? What? Does Vixel have a?
No,
does Vixel watch us?
he has 3 rats. No, he has 3 rats and 2 cats.
I was like, what the fuck kind of reference is this? I thought you would like. No, we're
No.
gonna be rebranding soon. We've got ideas. We've thrown up different ones. I don't know. Maybe feel free to post something in chat. If I sweat on my face, maybe feel free to post it in the comments. Post with the most likes will be our new name.
Yeah.
Nothing cringe, please, unless it's cringe cat, in which case, or cringe cast, which I'm indifferent towards. Sam dislikes. We're still figuring it out, but yeah, we wanna pull it away from me specifically, because right now it's my podcast. Undoubtedly, the brown color. I also want to move away from the brown color because I've built my brand too close to the brown color, and it's unfortunately the opposite of neon, as Mr. Michael Stevens called it. It's off, as in it's the opposite wavelength of neon. So it's actually very, very not visible. So yeah, that's why I used white in the last episode's number in the top corner. I'm really surprised we didn't get much backlash for the last episode as well. That shit was my controversial opinions seem to not have been as controversial as I thought they were. They're actually kind of like.
Right, I just don't think anyone watched it.
No,
They
Oya
don't
was
watch that part.
Oya was like,
Oh yeah, Oya did.
he gave a
He
pretty
was
good
commenting on something
breakdown.
else.
He gave a pretty good breakdown on like why I'm fucking stupid for not realizing that sooner. Essentially. Yeah, yeah, dude. No shit. People are gonna lie for clout. Like that's just how the world works. I'm like, oh, but yeah, still, I don't trust anyone. People, you don't know. I've watched this very funny Tommy Innit. I've come to a realization that I actually quite enjoy Tommy Innett's content. It's sad. Mostly it's his second channel, but dude, he's just so fucking weird, man. I didn't realize how weird Tommy Innit was.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to describe it. I never really watched him all that much, and then I like watched one of his vlogs for some reason. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like what the fuck? Like what? Like he legally married. Okay, this is weird. But okay, look, it's not because it's Tommy and Tubbo. Like I'm not one of those fucking fangirls who make like fan cams of Tommy and Tubbo. But he legally
Yeah.
married Tubbo without Tubbo like knowing. he made Tubbo actually sign the documents, and he actually got like you know what's the name of the like man of God who like officiates it or whatever, the officiator maybe.
A priest.
A priest. He actually did all of that without Tubbo realizing, and he actually legally got married to Tubbo.
I don't know. 'Cause I think there are some countries where you don't actually have to have like a priest and like do that sort of stuff. Like it's just a document. But I also think there's also another. I think in like Venezuela or something, you can just straight up. It might not be married, but I think you can divorce if like with only one party. It doesn't have to be both parties present, but you can just divorce in like Venezuela with only one person present
Yeah,
and
that's
signing and stuff.
That's the thing. They had a divorce video. They divorced, but it was just no. Like on one side, there was like Tubbo and Tom's girlfriend, who were trying to get across to him that this is fucking weird, and on the other side, they were just like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like they were just going mentally insane. Like they were like. Okay, there's a presentation where one of them gave where they were like, and this is, I know this is just recapping a Tommy Innit video, but I need to explain that This is like insane. This was in front of a real judge, by the way, who was actually officiating this, and they were like, Tommy Innit gave a meal deal to a homeless man outside of the store. That homeless man grew up to be Barack Obama. He also, the tale of Sisyphus, but he mispronounced it Sisyphus. What's it? So there's Sisyphus.
Syphilis?
Yeah, he mispronounced it syphilis. The tale of syphilis was actually after Tommy. It was just weird. And then the final statement by the judge was like, it's very admirable that Tommy was able to help Barack Obama on his way to presidency and cured syphilis. But like, I don't know. Like, I'm just insane. Like, I guess Tommy's videos are just fucking weird. Like, I thought he would be like, you know, very milquetoast creator, because he is one of the most popular. He's just, I'm bewildered. That's kind of the vibe that I would want to get for kitkast, I think. If we did stuff like that, where literally like you turn up to it, I'm like, okay, here's where you need to be, here's the time, turn up, and you turn up, and I'm like, okay, so today, I don't know, we're going to
Today I'm gonna launch you into space. That's what I'm gonna do. Today I'm gonna send you into low orbit.
Yeah.
All right, that's what you're doing. You don't get a choice. I've already paid. Get in.
Like, I think that would be a fun thing, is if Jester was still here, if we got a third member for some reason, we just rotate.
You said it like he's dead.
Yeah, if Jester was still with us,
Was still here.
if Jester was still, he is in heaven after all. That is the meme.
True.
So if it would be like, literally like, just someone, whoever's turn it is, puts a date and a time, and a place, in chat, everyone has to turn up, no matter what, everyone has to turn up, and whatever we're fucking doing, we're doing. like, obviously that's very extreme, and I think we would have to put some things in place first, like for instance...
okay, yeah, no, I feel like at that point we would have to have like a producer or something that can like that overlooks the stuff to make sure it's okay. There'd have to be a fourth person to like I don't know, like Rancid or something. Like let's say it's just you, me, and Jibster.
Producer Rancid.
I don't know. Yeah, but like they have to make sure, like he has to make sure that it's like actually not just like, you know, like insane. Like it's feasible. It's not dangerous. It's like something that the people would like can do. Like I don't. Like for me, it's like if it's like, oh, do drugs or something. I don't want to. No, yeah, we're not. I don't want to do drugs. But yeah, this is an extreme example. But if that was the thing, then the producer would see that and go, well, no, this is not okay because this person doesn't want to do. Like explicitly, like that doesn't want to do.
We would lay the groundworks first when we start with that, before anyone's done anything, and then we just follow those ground rules as like, and obviously within moderation as well. Like, there's no way someone would be like, okay, today we're doing shrooms in fucking like Jamaica. Like, no, like what?
Well, yeah, I mean, like that's extreme. But I mean, yeah, like let's say one of the things is, okay, I want you to like fly to like, I don't know, when you fly to like Palmerston North or something.
Yeah, we're going to Wellington for 2 days.
It's feasible. It could be in like it's like a day trip, but like, you know, do you want to do that?
That's the thing, though. Is it's pain. It's supposed to be like you know, you turn up and you're like, oh my god, like that's the thing.
Yeah, like it is supposed to be like a challenging thing, but like I feel like yeah, I don't know.
Like you turn up and I'm like, okay, today we're bungee jumping, and the whole point is that like, I think the bungee jumping's a good like baseline, because it is dangerous technically, but you know, obviously not really, because if you go to the right people, you're not gonna die while bungee jumping. But it's also something that's like scary, and like I don't think you wouldn't want to bungee jump, right?
No.
Exactly. So that's why it's perfect.
Yes, I do want to bungee jump.
That's why it's
yes,
perfect.
I
because
do.
If let's say theoretically it's me, you, Jebster, because I feel like Jebster might be, if we for some reason managed to actually get this off the floor, I feel like I don't know, but it's funny because it's like I feel like I would be the type of person for bungee jumping where I'd be all for it until I'm actually there, standing there, and then I'd be fucking freaking out, and then I'd probably do it and be okay. Jester would probably just be chill with doing it, and you'd be fucking scared shitless. But that's the best part about it, is that next week it's like your turn, and you're like, okay, today we're going to I don't fucking know, what's something that you'd want to do that I would not want to do at all? We're gonna play 3 visual novels. No!
Yes.
No! And I'd just be sitting there the entire time.
You have to watch it. We have
mind.
to binge watch all of SAO. That's what we have to do.
And I'm just like annoyed the entire time, and you're having a great time, and Destra doesn't care. See, that's why it's good. It's because it's a rotating circle of just pain for each member, and
Yeah.
so that's kind of the vibe that I want to get, and that's mostly inspired by Cold One. I mean, actually, I feel like the Cold One's inspiration has kind of faded a lot at that point. It's mostly sort of a mixture between Tommy and Trash Taste, because Trash Taste obviously do specials, but Tommy's sort of more frequent, and he has
Well,
this...
I think the Sidemen do a lot of stuff like that. Like that's
I
I
do
think
not
they're
watch
what
the
the
Sidemen.
Sidemen Sundays. That's basically. Yeah, I never watched them, but like. Well, like I never used to watch it, but then like, maybe like a year ago, I just started watching them for some reason. I actually quite enjoy their stuff, to be honest with you.
They just seem a bit
I don't
loud
watch
to
them
me.
like I don't watch every single upload, but like it's still.
And they have
fun.
Sidemen Plus. Have you subscribed to Sidemen Plus?
No, no. I think their side plus the fucking vodka, whatever they're like. I think they're like snack bars. Like that's all shit. I haven't tried it, but like I'm sorry. Like no, I don't care. I'm never gonna care. That's just like. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about their like business, but I think their like videos are like fun though.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
like
they're
that's
very
what I'm
popular
saying.
for a reason. I'd imagine their videos are fun. So yeah, that's the vibe. That's the idea. That's sort of where I would want not Trash Taste. That's where I want kitkast. Oh fuck! That's where I'd want kitkast to go
shit.
eventually. Into that territory, and that sort of solves the issue the main issue I had with me being the leader. Is the original idea is I didn't want to like make these guys do anything essentially, so I was just gonna be like, okay, I'll do that, except I'm always the person organizing it, and then I'd just be more rational with it. But the issue is that it's like I know what's happening and then you don't, so it's just me inviting you to random places, and then the content's kind of on you because you don't know what's going on, but then I always have to do it. I don't know, it's just weird. So if it's a rotate, oh my god, so if it's a rotating thing, it means that it's better. And then I guess randomly we could, like, I don't know, today we got like one day Rancid posts in chat, and I'm like, haha, we got Rancid to do it this time, and none of us know what's going on. And then like she's there and she's like, well, today I'm going to be taking you all to a beauty salon, and you're going to be cross-dressing, which actually
Yassified, yeah.
you're going to get yassified. Rancid would do that. Rancid would totally yassify us if they had the chance. Also, I think it would be funny if like we had friends or like other YouTubers in the area, and it's like, do you want to be on the series? Do you want to like do it? Or
like make a challenge for us.
or like, we're in the area, do you want to set a challenge for us, and like you're the person in charge? Because I think, yeah, then we get like different ideas and stuff. So it's kind of like a podcast in the sense that it's a group of people all sort of doing the, we're the group. It's sort of more like a group channel than a podcast, but I think we would have podcast episodes spliced between them, and those would be specials, but we'd actually do better than Trash Taste and actually like upload specials way more frequently, because it'd be way easier to get out there.
Well, then I feel like they won't be specials then. They're
Well,
just,
I
like,
mean, they
doing
are technically
stuff.
specials, but it's more like very frequent specials.
Yeah.
Man, we're just like giving everyone ideas today. Hey guys, so I know
Well,
we
it's not like
said
these ideas don't exist. Like I could think of like examples of like stuff that already do that type of thing, but
You
like
guys-
it's sort of, we could. It's still like something we can do.
I still think we have a unique dynamic as well, of sad boy who doesn't know how to do anything YouTuber, and not sad boy. No, I'm sad, right?
What?
Not sad boy who. You're not a sad boy. You're
What's
you're a
that?
fucking you're an emotionless
Oh, well.
robot. As we discussed
Okay,
that last time, you got swapped as a baby
Yeah.
for a future scam.
Yeah. No, fuck off. I'm not doing that conversation again. It's one of those brain dead.
It's
like
this is
no.
kitkast lore. Sam got replaced as a baby for a future scam.
No, yeah, no. I just want to. So you talk about future scams, like, replacing it for like a baby or whatever, but like, and then for some reason you're like, oh, that's what happened to you, Sam. I'm like, no, this is for future stuff. Future scams can't happen in the past. That's just not how they
Yeah,
work.
dude, it's a future past
He's
scam.
so persistent that I've
It's
been
a future
replaced by like a
past
fucking.
scam.
Which actually another thing, I know 100% they didn't have the fucking technology because I almost died.
Exactly.
Because of
I told you, you malfunctioned 'cause it was too
whatever,
early.
Hematoma. Alright, they don't even have the technology to even heal that properly.
You just don't get it, man. You just don't get it. It's programmed in your brain, your robot brain, not to understand. Makes sense.
Yeah, so they put a little. So the scar on my wrist that took like muscle fibers
Yeah,
away.
exactly.
That was all.
That's
they
a
just
bug.
designed that into
It's
my
a bug.
wrist.
It's a bug. They just fix it on the fly.
I'm learning gestures now.
That's so fucked up. We just.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
So this is the ideas cast today. We're coming up with theories and plans. I can't wait for
Yes,
5
theories.
years when we never do this because we're not famous, but maybe we will be. And that's the best part. We'll be getting a set though
We
soon.
won't.
We'll be getting a set soon.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
set one up. Ah!
Yeah.